is Cyrus Trani. I'm the VP of Marketing at Concentric AI. I am joined today with Jason Frame, who is the CIO of Southern Nevada Health District. If you want to do a brief introduction, Jason.
Yeah, thanks, Cyrus. Like Cyrus said, I'm Jason Frame. I'm the Chief Information Officer here at Southern Nevada Health District. We're the local public health agency in the Las Vegas area, and we also are an federally qualified healthcare center. So we do primary care along with the regulatory actions that we do. If you think about what we do all the restaurant inspections and hotel inspections in Vegas. That's the biggest part of our business, and that keeps us really busy. And then we're also now doing primary care, among other things. Another big aspect of what we do is, if you think back to a few years ago when COVID hit, we were the lead agency on COVID. So we did everything from contact tracing to testing to the vaccinations. We have a public health lab that actually runs this corona tests and all that. So that kept us really busy, and we went through a lot of changes during that time.
Sure, that involves protecting a ton of healthcare-related data, HIPAA, PHI. I'm sure that's a top concern when it comes to data security.
Definitely, and I mean it was growing exponentially during that time. Especially, we were taking in 2,000 to 3,000 tests a day with all that information, and be able to secure that data, be able to give access to that data to the appropriate people, and make sure it was all safe and secure was a fun part of the job.
Prior to using Concentric AI, how were you currently doing data discovery, classification, categorization for all of this data?
We were using Varonis. We started using them a few years ago, before COVID, to do data classification. We started off with the POC, and it kind of opened our eyes where, we're kind of the same model as most people were, 8 to 10 years ago. With once you got past the front door, everything was pretty well wide open. And, all of our focus was on perimeter security. So we just did a POC, and we saw that there was a ton of documents out there that included PHI, that included maybe credit card information or other PII items that were open, not to the world, but to everyone in the district. They were in shared drives that everyone had access to, and we had no idea of who could access it or who would access it. So that's when I knew that we had a problem.
And as far as the data source that you're primarily looking at, is a Microsoft shop, 365?
When we first started, we were pretty much all on-prem Microsoft. Everything was, not in the cloud yet. Since then, we moved to Office 365. We have a lot more now in SharePoint and in Teams. And that's, to me, is kind of another monster that, people just don't think about what they put out there and who has access to it. So we've had to really lock that down and make sure that we're not violating anyone's privacy.
No doubt, no doubt. And as far as the time it took to see value in the product, what was the scanning speed, just seeing value within the UI? How long did that take?
Just even in the POC, we started seeing some value of it. It really identified a lot of the areas that we had data in that we didn't know about. And so then we were able to go and start cleaning it up. So it provided a lot of value. It did take, it's a monster. Running that application takes a few people, and we're a very lean shop, so that was very hard for us to do. We were probably only using, we're using the data classification aspects of it and some of the AD stuff, but about 80% of what they do, we weren't even using.
How are you using the categorization? Are you using it for things like data retention, just cleaning up duplicate data, stale data, things like that?
We started with just figuring out what we had and what was out there. And then we started, the cleaning up the sensitive data. Now we're doing the classification, more for, how we're going to maintain it, how we'd retain it. And also we're looking at, the next step forward with our data governance, moving to AI. We've had a lot of requests for Copilot, both internally in IT, but from other members of our, organization. And we're not ready to turn that on yet because we don't know where all that data, we still don't have it all classified right. We don't want to open up something that, potentially might lead us into a breach, might lead us into, damaged reputation, anything like that. So we're taking our time and making sure that we have the governance in the back end correct. We have all the tagging done. So we're not putting sensitive information out where anyone can get access to it.
The demand for Microsoft Copilot, that's driven a whole access governance piece.
Correct. And still just the discovery, we find new stuff every day because our users are great at finding ways to put stuff out where we don't know about it. And so we're constantly trying to keep an eye on that.
And what has been your experience so far as getting it deployed, working with our customer success team, making sure that the categorization is accurate, any sort of remediation that needs to happen? How has that experience been?
It's been really good. So, I mean, from day one, we started a POV with Concentric. We got it up and running pretty quickly, and then we realized that during that POV we weren't getting enough visibility. I know that there was some limits out there that we went to our reps and got those raised because we wanted to get full visibility just to double check it. And graciously they did that for us, and it really helped us out with that. We were able to get better visibility. We saw some stuff that Varonis had missed. We also saw some improvements in our ability to run the application. It's a lot easier to run than Varonis was, and so we've become more efficient with it a lot faster.
You're focusing right now on Microsoft 365. Are there any other data sources that you might look at in the future, whether it's structured data, other data sources around unstructured data?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're focusing on 365, but we're 80% of our environment is still on-prem. So we have a lot of focus on our file servers, our shared drives. We haven't done the focus on the databases yet. That's kind of the next step. We have a lot of old databases. We're looking through our list of applications and all that, and we have some legacy assets. We have a lot of tech debt that we're working through. And we can read a column name, but we don't really know what that says on some of these old databases. So our next step, now that we're getting the rest of it set up, is to really load in some of our old databases and our legacy stuff just to give us an idea of what's in there. And that might just be a one-time scan just to see what's in there to get an idea of what we need to secure even more. So it's given us a lot more, it's opened up more possibilities for us to become a safer organization, helping us to eliminate some of this tech debt and, get to where we want to be. And a couple other things that we noticed too, one of the things that the benefits that we've seen, if you're asking, talking about that, is saving resources. With our Varonis deployment, we had 6 servers dedicated just to on-prem, dedicated to running Varonis, and all the staff to run that. Now we're able to get that down to just 1 server. And it's been a lot faster. Having the interface with Concentric has been great. Getting new functionality has been really good, as things get added. I think that's one of the benefits. Some people have issues with startups because they're not as robust as some of the longtime players, but also the change of pace is amazing. Something that we don't have today might be in the next rollout. And so it's nice to be able to see that. What Concentric does to me and to my team, the data classification part, it does it better than Varonis does. We're a small agency. We have a team that's using this for about 3 people.
Well, we appreciate you, seeing value from that standpoint, and we want to be an extension of your team when it comes to getting this deployed. And we totally understand that not every company has a massive security team or the resources to get data classification deployed accurately, quickly, in a timely manner where they're seeing value.
So yeah, we're very happy with everything so far. We're already seeing tangible results, and that's the key.
Well, I appreciate your time, Jason. This was an amazing conversation. I really appreciate you highlighting the value that Concentric AI has provided, not just with data discovery and classification, but in the future with data access governance around productivity tools around like Microsoft Copilot. And we look forward to working with you on that. Thank you,
Excellent.
Jason.
Thanks, Iris.